is some part of me, right, as somebody who's like a little bit mistrustful often of conspiracies, when you sit back and you're like, we've seen Cosby, we've seen the Diddy parties, we've seen the Epstein thing. It's this weird thing about QAnon, which obviously was full of horseshit, and then there is more elite sex criming happening. You know, and
do we owe
more of it
QAnon an apology?
and more of it was going on with like the knowledge of other people than one would have thought. Like even like going back to that weird Trump comment on Epstein that like he loves beautiful women as much as me, but he likes them young.
Yeah.
Right? Like he knew.
Yeah.
You can say what you want to say about whether or not he was involved, but he knew.
Yeah. Yeah. And he wasn't the only one that knew.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that's so weird about this story is that I find it hard to believe that there's not at least a team of people. You're saying there's one wrangler, which is Klein, and then there's Epstein, and he's managing billions of dollars with the most powerful people in the world. Like, there's no assistants, there's no coworkers, there's no banker, there's no lawyer. Like, who are these other people that are associated with this enterprise? I don't know any of their names. I know 2 people. Doesn't that feel weird to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's 12 people that work here every single day. 12 people that work here every single day. For some reason, he was able to run a $1 billion empire, get one of the wealthiest people in America's assets sent over to him, have power of attorney, and nobody knows the lawyer that even did that deal.
I do sometimes read things, not just about Epstein, but about all kinds of like very rich person scandaling. And I think like, where do you have all this time that me with my less busy life do not seem to have? Like, I'm having trouble getting to the gym. You're running this like, while you're jetting around on your private jet, running your math salons, you're also somehow, the scheduling must be.
This is the difference.
Working at a different level.
You have kids. He has sex with them. So having kids is way more difficult. Okay, they require your time all day. They require 15 minutes of his time. Okay, so continue doing that.
Yeah, I guess the argument would be like, well, he's a rampant pedophile, and Klein is the madam that's wrangling them, and that is kept secretive from all of his other, like legal business deals.
Wasn't the structure of it, if I understand it correctly, that it worked like a multi-level marketing scheme, basically. That they would bring in girls, and then they would basically say to the girls that if you bring in others, we will pay you. Mm-hmm. Like they made the people they brought in and abused into recruiters. So like, that's what I understood from what I read.
It was like Cutco knives or whatever.
Yeah, it was Cutco. Yeah.
But people knew, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they just had to.
So the thing
go.
that I was asking you before is like, is it possible this could be Trump's Watergate?
So there are 2 pieces to that, I think. One is that, there's a reason nothing can be Watergate again, which is that in Watergate, you had an independent, this was a time, my first book is Not Abundance, Why We're Polarized, is about party polarization. And Watergate happens during like the nadir of party polarization, which is to say the 2 parties are very mixed. You have a lot of liberal Republicans, you have conservative Democrats. So the congressional parties are very independent. This world, like if you imagine Watergate happening with Fox News and like the hyper-polarized Republican Party of today, where something like Mike Johnson, recessing Congress to keep a vote he doesn't want from happening, there's no Watergate. Watergate relies on the Republican Party turning on Nixon, demanding the information, and then ultimately going to Nixon and saying, you have to resign. But in terms of can it be a scandal that envelopes Trump and that he kind of can't get away from, it seems like it is. And one of the reasons I was thinking about this, liberals like me always complain about how they feel nothing sticks to Trump. And one of the reasons that so little that they care about sticks to Trump is that the things they're thinking of that need to stick to him are things in their worldview, right? And so if you have their worldview, my worldview, if you're mad about him lying to his people about cutting Medicaid or something, and people who care about that, and who would believe you on it, they already don't like Donald Trump, like it's already done. This is happening inside MAGA's worldview. It's like under their framework of the world.
This is a great point, and I think that this is something that like when I'm having conversations with more liberal friends, I'm like, you echoing your sentiments of the things that frustrate you about Trump to other liberals, you already won them over. They have to be communicated in a way where the right is convinced so they can be brought over to your coalition. Or you just get pats on the back, and I guess that's fine if that's what you're into. But like the reality is you're going to keep losing elections. We're in a democracy, and you need to bring people over. You lost. You need more people. Some people went over, and you need to bring back. So it's like, how are you taking those? What are the specific arguments that you're going to use that will appeal to them? Like, I don't even know if we want to go to Colbert so quickly, but like, there looks like there's some fucked up shit with this Colbert thing. Mm-hmm. But what I would say is the fact, and I'd want to open that up and talk about it, but the fact that the show was losing money, anybody on the right will just go, but it was losing money. Why should it stay open? Like,
You guys don't understand economics.
Exactly.
That's the liberal problem.
And I think sometimes liberals put all their eggs in these baskets that don't appeal to the conservative side at all. So it's not going to affect them. It has to be an issue that they're going to be tugged at. Epstein tugs at them, also tugs at Democrats. Why would you not want to know about government corruption? Why would you not want to know about the covering up of like a pedophile? Like, this is important shit. So this is one of those things where I think Democrats, like, don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by him doing the Obama thing. Don't get distracted by the MLK shit. Don't get distracted by the Washington Redskins. That's distraction for liberals to chomp at and go, you see, he's a racist. You see, he was no. Stay on Epstein. And when the entire country is just asking about Epstein, something's going to break.
But he's not trying to distract us. He's trying to distract his people.
Well, he's trying to feed
Wall
his
Street Journal, the Murdochs, Obama. It's like spinning a giant wheel.
I think
of
his
enemies.
point-
But it does both, right? Because the Democrats start to go, look how racist he is. He wants to bring back Redskins. And then his base goes, shut up. You guys are triggered by everything. And then the conversation is about that.
I think his point is to borrow your verbiage from earlier, if we're looking at the worldview of conservatives, so much of it revolves around protecting children. Don't teach them XYZ. Don't do gender reassignment surgery. Don't abort babies. This pedophilia thing is really bad. And if you're a Democrat and Trump is trying all this fuck shit with like, Obama did this, Obama, instead of saying, look at what Obama's doing, say what he's doing is a distraction from the harm of children. And conservatives, if we want you to realize this guy isn't who you thought he was, I'm staying on that. I'm not being like, look, because then all these other things, there's usually an exit ramp because it doesn't matter in their worldview where it's like, the Redskins. Yeah, of course, the Redskins should change their name. That's stupid. Yeah. Colbert got canceled because you guys don't understand how money works. It doesn't make money. Yeah. And then they get distracted from, not they're going to get distracted, but everyone, it takes them 1 degree away from Epstein.
They can ignore
Keep it on Epstein.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I was thinking it's interesting about a different part of the worldview. So you're right about the protecting children dimension of it. I was thinking more about there's a kind of like conspiratorial populist worldview that is in MAGA. There's a version of it on the left too, but I'll stay with the right for a minute, which is there's a corrupt, maybe pedophilic elite that is running everything. And what Donald Trump is a kind of human vengeance sent to destroy that. And once we destroy that, once we break it, then we can have the country, the world we want. And one of the reasons...
It's like biblical.
One of the interesting things happening, I think, in Trump's second term, the reason this is happening in this very different way, the first one in a way is weirder, right? He names Alex Acosta, the prosecutor who gives Epstein the sweetheart deal to be labor secretary. And then Acosta resigns functionally over this in 2019, but it never becomes a huge story. One of the reasons I think things don't stick in under this framework in the first term is that Trump didn't really control the government. And everybody kind of knew it. Right? You could call it the deep state, you call it the bureaucracy, right? But he was like his own administration, his own appointees, like H.R. McMaster's, like to some degree, people like Jared Kushner. He was surrounded by people who sort of thought he got some things right, but also thought he was kind of a maniac and were trying to restrain him. And he was in this terrific tension with his own administration. So the advantage I gave him is when things went wrong, he's like, they're doing it. Right, the deep state is blocking me. We're like, we're here, we're continuing the fight. It's why a weird conspiracy like QAnon can flourish during his administration. Like, isn't this guy in charge? But the idea is like,
nothing's happening.
No, he's not really in charge.
Yeah.
This time, he's in charge.